So, leaf, actually what is leaf means? Leaf is lateral appendages develop from node of the stem and it bear axillary bud in their axils. Parts of leaf. Leaf shows leaf base. Leaf base is also called hypopodium. Then this leaf, from leaf base, two lateral appendages are formed. These lateral appendages are called stipules. Then stalk of the leaf is called a petiole, or also called mesopodium, and a tip of petiole. It contains green expanded part called a leaf lamina or leaf blade. Another name for leaf lamina or leaf blade is epipodium. So, major parts of leaf: leaf base or hypopodium, petiole or mesopodium, leaf lamina or epipodium, and entire leaf is called phylopodium. So, first one, leaf base. Leaf base means it is base of the leaf by which leaf attached to stem. Then in monocots, generally stipules are absent. In monocots, stipules are absent. In monocots, leaf base expand and forms a sheath. That sheath is called sheathing leaf base. Example for sheathing leaf base: best example is 𝗧. In 𝗧, actually aerial stem is false. That aerial stem is formed by encircling that a sheathing leaf base. It is called a pseudostem. And in some monocots like allium and even lilium, this leaf base store food materials. So, it is called storage leaf base. In some legumes, that leaf base is swollen. That swollen leaf base is called pulvinous. These are types of leaf bases. Then this leaf base, actually in dicots, particularly dicots, leaf base gives lateral appendages. These lateral appendages are called stipules. Rightly, leaf with stipule is called stipulate leaf, and stipulate leaves common in dicots. But some exceptional cases in dicots, generally dicot family like a Solanaceae, in which leaf is without stipules, called exstipulate. Like stipules absent in monocots, but some exceptional cases in monocots. Monocots like smilax. Smilax is monocot, but in smilax, that leaf contains stipules called stipulate leaves. But in smilax, that are stipules present, but stipules modified into tendrils, rightly called tendilar stipules. This is about leaf base and stipule. Then next one is petiole. Rightly, stalk of the leaf is called a petiole. Stalk of leaf is called petiole, and a leaf with petiole is called a petiolate leaf. If petiole is absent, such leaf is called sessile. Function of petiole: tip of petiole, it bear leaf lamina. So, it exposes that leaf lamina to light for photosynthesis. And the petiole is thin, flexible. It expand leaf lamina. It expand that leaf lamina to flutter wind. So it is about petiole. And last one, leaf lamina. It is green expanded part of the leaf called a lamina, and central part of the lamina bear main vein. This main vein is called midrib. Then this midrib gives lateral veins. From lateral veins, that veinlets are formed, and these veins and veinlets, they act like skeleton of that leaf lamina. They provide mechanical support. They also transfer water and minerals throughout the leaf lamina, and also conducts food. These are parts of leaf and their function. Next subtopic under leaf is a venation. Venation means arrangement of veins and veinlets on lamina. It's called venation. Generally, venation is of two types. One is reticulate venation, and the second one parallel venation. So types of venation, two types, reticulate and a parallel venation. Reticulate venation is common in dicots. Parallel venation common in monocots. Then what is reticulate venation means? In reticulate venation, midrib run from base to apex. Then this midrib gives lateral veins. This lateral veins gives veinlets. Lateral veins gives veinlets, and all that arrangement of veins and veinlets on lamina looks like a net. So it is called reticulate venation. Then types of reticulate venation. Reticulate venation is of two types. One is pinnately reticulate venation, and second one palmately reticulate venation. Venation means arrangement of veins on the veinlets on lamina is called venation. Venation is of two types, reticulate venation and parallel venation. Reticulate venation common in dicots. Parallel venation common in monocots. So first one, reticulate venation. In this, midrib run from base to apex, and it gives lateral veins. From lateral veins, veinlets are formed, and all that arrangement of veins and veinlets looks like a net on lamina. So it is called reticulate venation. Example for reticulate venation, mango and hibiscus. Reticulate venation is of two types, pinnately reticulate and palmately reticulate. Pinnately reticulate is also called unicostate. Palmately reticulate is also called multicostate. Pinnately reticulate means only one midrib run from base to apex, and it gives lateral veins, veinlets in a reticulate fashion, called pinnately reticulate venation. Second one, palmately reticulate venation. Palmately reticulate venation means in this type, palmately reticulate venation. In this type, several midribs run from base to apex. So rightly called palmately reticulate venation. And actually, palmately reticulate venation is of two types. One is called divergent, and the second one is called convergent. First one, palmately reticulate divergent. It is common in lobed leaf. If leaf is lobed, every lobe receives one midrib, so that midribs are diverged So it is called palmately reticulate divergent. Example for palmately reticulate divergent castor and cotton. Second one, palmately reticulate convergent. Palmately reticulate convergent generally seen in unlobed leaf lamina. If leaf lamina is unlobed, several midribs run from base to apex. All that midribs converge at apex. So it is called multicostate reticulate convergent. Example for this, Dioscorea. Next one, parallel venation. Parallel venation in this midrib parallel venation, arrangement of veins on lamina is like a parallel. So it is called a parallel venation. Even parallel venation, two types. One is pinnately parallel and second one is palmately parallel. In pinnately parallel, only one midrib run from base to apex and it gives lateral veins in a parallel type. Example for pinnately parallel, 𝗬𝗧, common name is banana. And second one, palmately parallel. Palmately parallel, there are several midribs present on lamina. If several midribs present on lamina, it is called a palmately parallel. In palmately parallel, if leaf lamina is undivided, all these midribs, they run from base to apex and converge at apex, called a palmately parallel convergent. It is common in grasses like rice belonging to that Poaceae family. And second one, if leaf lamina is lobed, all these midribs diverge, but it gives lateral veins in a parallel type. So it is called palmately reticulate divergent. It is common in a palm trees like borassus. So next subtopic, types of leaves. There are two types of leaves. One is simple leaf and the second one is compound leaf. Simple and compound leaf. So simple leaf. What is simple leaf means? In simple leaf, leaf lamina is undivided, or if leaf lamina divided into lobes, if that lobes cannot be touched with midrib, that is also called simple leaf. So simple leaf, either leaf lamina is undivided, or if leaf lamina is incised, if that incisions do not touch with midrib, it is also called simple leaf. And simple leaf in its axils, there is axillary bud. Such leaf is called simple leaf. Example for simple leaf, hibiscus, then a mango and a ficus. And second one is compound leaf. Compound leaf means leaf lamina is divided up to the midrib. Compound leaf, leaf lamina divided up to the midrib and forms leaflets. In compound leaf, at the base of compound leaf, there is axillary bud. At the base of compound leaf, there is axillary bud, but axils of leaflets are without axillary buds. And a compound leaf is also two types. One is pinnately compound leaf, and second one is palmately compound leaf. Pinnately and palmately compound leaf. So first one, pinnately compound leaf. In pinnately compound leaf, that axis develop from leaf base. Such axis is called rachis. And if leaflets present on rachis, such leaf is called pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound, in which leaflets present on rachis, called a pinnately compound. Types of pinnately compound. Pinnately compound leaves four types. One is unipinnately compound, and second one bipinnately compound, third one tripinnately compound, and fourth one decompound. So pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound means that leaflets present on undivided rachis. This undivided rachis is called primary rachis, called unipinnately compound. And unipinnately compound is again two types. Of these two types, one is called paripinnate and second one is called imparipinnate. Paripinnate means tip of the rachis. If tip of the rachis contains pair of leaflets, called paripinnate. And example for paripinnate, one is tamarindus and second one is cassia paripinnate. And second one, imparipinnate. Imparipinnate means this tip of rachis contains odd number of leaflets. If tip of rachis has odd number of leaflets, it is called imparipinnate. Example for imparipinnate, neem, and a scientific name for neem is Azadirachta indica. And second one, bipinnately compound. In bipinnately compound, this primary rachis, it gives secondary rachis, and if leaflets present on secondary rachis, that is called bipinnately compound. Here example for bipinnately compound, one is acacia and the second one is Parkinsonia for bipinnately compound. And third one, tripinnately compound. In tripinnately compound, primary rachis, it gives secondary rachis gives tertiary, and leaflets present on tertiary rachis. If leaflets present on tertiary rachis, called tripinnately compound. Example for tripinnately compound, one is moringa and second one is Millingtonia. Moringa, common name is drumstick. And fourth one is a decompound leaf. Here decompound leaf means decompound leaf lamina. In decompound leaf, leaf lamina irregularly divided. If leaf lamina is irregularly divided into lobes, that is called decompound leaf. Example for decompound leaf, Coriandrum sativum. Example, Coriandrum sativum, and common name for Coriandrum sativum is a coriander. Palmately, next one, palmately compound leaf. In palmately compound leaf, rachis is either reduced or rachis totally absent. So leaflets directly present on petiole. So if leaflets directly present on petiole, it is called palmately compound leaf. In palmately compound leaf, axils of leaflets are without axillary buds, and based on number of leaflets, this palmately compound leaf divided into 6 types. One is unifoliate compound. In unifoliate compound, only one leaflet present at the tip of petiole, called a unifoliate compound. Second one, bifoliate compound. 2 leaflets present at the tip of petiole, called a bifoliate. Example for bifoliate, Zornia and Hardwickia. Then trifoliate, 3 leaflets present at the tip of petiole, it is called trifoliate. Example for trifoliate, oxalis. Next one, tetrafoliate, 4 leaflets present at the tip of petiole, called tetrafoliate. Example for tetrafoliate, pteridophyte, which is a fern. Then pentafoliate, there are 5 leaflets at the tip of petiole. Example for that pentafoliate is a Gynandropsis, and if more than 5 leaflets present, it is called multifoliate. Example for multifoliate, Ceiba, common name is silk cotton. These are types of leaves. The next one, phyllotaxy. Mode of arrangement of leaves on stem or branches. Mode of arrangement of leaves on stem or branches is called phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy. So once again, phyllotaxy means arrangement of leaves on stem or branches. It's called a phyllotaxy. There are 3 types of phyllotaxy. One is alternate, and second one, opposite phyllotaxy. Third one, world phyllotaxy. So first one, alternate phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy. At each node, only one leaf is present, and they are alternate to each other. If at each node, only one leaf is located and is alternate to each other, called alternate phyllotaxy. Example for alternate phyllotaxy, one is hibiscus, and second one, sunflower, and even mustard. Second one, opposite phyllotaxy. Opposite phyllotaxy. In this, at each node, two opposite leaves are present. At each node, if two opposite leaves present, that is called opposite phyllotaxy. But actually, opposite phyllotaxy is of two types. One is called superposed, and the second one is called decussate. Superposed. In this type, all opposite leaves are vertically placed. If all opposite leaves are vertically placed, it is called opposite decussate. Example for opposite decussate, quisqualis. Common name is Rangoon creeper. And second one, opposite decussate. In opposite decussate, actually, the leaves present at one node, the leaves present at one node becomes leaves present at next node, right angles to each other. Instead of showing diagram, here I will show with my hands. If one leaves present at one pair of leaves present at node like this, the next node that leaves like this, it means leaves present at one node becomes right angles to leaves present at next node. That is called opposite decussate. Example for opposite decussate, 𝗘𝗍𝗺𝗺. 𝗘𝗍𝗺𝗺 means milkweed. తెలుగులో దీన్ని జిల్లేడు అని అంటారు, 𝗘𝗍𝗺𝗺. And one more example, actually CDM, Goa. In CDM, the same plant shows both opposite superposed and also opposite decussate phyllotaxy. And next one is world phyllotaxy. This world phyllotaxy is also called circular phyllotaxy. Circular phyllotaxy. In this circular or world phyllotaxy, more than two leaves are developed from each node, and all that leaves arranged in circles are a world, called circular phyllotaxy or world phyllotaxy. Example for circular phyllotaxy, one is Nerium, then Telugulo Ganner antaru. Second one, that Hydrilla. Here small difference, Nerium is xerophyte and Hydrilla is a hydrophyte. So for neat, that xerophyte with circular phyllotaxy is a Nerium, hydrophyte with circular phyllotaxy, Hydrilla. Next one, leaf modifications. Actually, common functions of leaf. Photosynthesis, because they contains chloroplast, so perform photosynthesis. And second one, they contain stomata. Through that stomata, respiration and transpiration takes place. So common functions of leaf, one is photosynthesis, second one is transpiration, and third one is photosynthesis. So here in some plants to perform additional functions, that leaves get modified for mechanical support, for defense, for climbing, and such modifications are called leaf modifications. There are different types of leaf modifications. One is tendrils, and the second one spines. Third one, that are storage leaves. Fourth one, phylloid, and next one, reproductive leaves, and next one, that are trap leaves. trap leaves. So these are different types of modifications. So under this first one, that are tendrils. Actually tendrils means tendrils are leafless, coiled and delicate structures. These are coiled, leafless, delicate structures. When come in contact with the host, they help in climbing. And example for tendrils, one is 𝗧𝗧 and second one is 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. In 𝗧𝗧, whole leaf is modified into tendrils. But in 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 actually leaf is unipinnately compound, in which unipinnately compound primary rachis contains leaflets and lower leaflets are normal, perform photosynthesis, and upper leaflets are modified into tendrils. But whatever food prepared by these lower leaflets not sufficient. That is why in these plant like a 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, these stipules modified into leaf-like and perform photosynthesis, rightly called foliaceous stipules. These are also called phyllodes. Next one, spines. Spines generally common in xerophytes. In spines, that leaf lamina reduced into sharp and pointed structure. For what means? For protection and also protection and also reduce transpiration, called as spines. In some plants like allium, like onion, in this stem is highly reduced. Stem is reduced to disc-like. Then in onion, that leaf bases become fleshy. Onion and even lilium, leaf base become fleshy and leaf base store food materials. And next one is a phyllodes. Phyllodes. Example is Australian acacia. Here Australian acacia, it is xerophyte and in this leaf is bipinnately compound. Leaf is bipinnately compound. So young stage there is leaflets, but after maturity that leaflets fall off. So petiole is modified into leaf-like and perform photosynthesis. So other than leaf lamina, if any part of the leaf perform photosynthesis, it is called phyllodes. So one example is Australian acacia and another example for phyllodes, that Parkinsonia for phyllodes. So next one, reproductive leaves. Reproductive leaves. Here example for reproductive leaves. In some plants that buds present on leaves. In some plants, buds present on leaves called epiphyllous bud. When this bud detached and a contact with soil, it gives rise to a new plant called epiphyllous bud. So epiphyllous bud. Example for epiphyllous bud, bryophyllum. Then last one, trap leaves. Last one is trap leaves. Trap leaves means actually most of the plants, they absorb nitrogen from atmosphere because in soil they absorb nitrogen from soil, because in plants nitrogen fixing enzyme nitrogenase is absent. So, source of nitrogen for plants is a soil, but some plants they grow in a nitrogen deficient soils. So, to get nitrogen, these plants depends on insects for nitrogen, rightly called insectivorous plants. And to attract insects, in these plants leaves are modified. Such modified leaves are called trap leaves. Example for trap leaves, Nepenthes, and a common name for Nepenthes is a pitcher plant. Common name is pitcher plant. And in Nepenthes, all parts of leaf is modified. Here lower part of petiole, lower part of leaf base is modified into phyllodes. Upper part of leaf base modified into that tendril. Then leaf lamina is modified into pitcher, and leaf apex it is modified into lid. Actually, in atmosphere, highest amount of nitrogen is present, 78%. But plants cannot fix that atmospheric nitrogen, because in higher plants, nitrogen fixing enzyme nitrogenase is absent. So, plants cannot fix atmospheric nitrogen directly. So, source of nitrogen for plants is soil. But some plants they grow in a nitrogen deficient soils. Which plants they grow in nitrogen deficient soils means legumes and also insectivorous plants. So, legumes they get nitrogen by showing symbiosis with the prokaryotes like a bacteria. But some plants they depends on insects for nitrogen. Such plants are called insectivorous plants or carnivorous plants. And to attract insects, in these plants leaves are modified. Such modified leaves are called trap leaves. Example for trap leaves, Nepenthes. In Nepenthes, all parts of that leaf are modified. In Nepenthes, lower part of petiole is modified into wing to perform photosynthesis called a phyllodes, and upper part of petiole is a tendrilar, and leaf lamina is modified into pitcher, and a leaf apex is modified into attractive part called lid. Phyllotaxy, I told already discussed about alternate, opposite and circular phyllotaxy. In alternate phyllotaxy, some extra points in alternate phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy, it is also called spiral. Alternate or a spiral. Actually, in alternate phyllotaxy, at each node, one leaf is present. At each node, one leaf is present in alternate phyllotaxy. And all these leaves are alternate to each other. And in these, the leaves presented two successive nodes. Leaves presented two successive nodes are separated by definite angle. It is called Angular divergence. Angular divergence can be estimated by number of turns divided by number of 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧 into 360. Based on number of rows of leaves, this alternate phyllotax is divided into 4 types: 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧, 𝗵𝗁-𝗧 and 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧. 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, that are leaves arranged in 2 vertical rows. For example, first, second, third and fourth. So in 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, leaves arranged in 2 vertical rows. In one vertical row, odd number of leaves present. Another vertical row, even number of leaves present. Actually, in 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, first leaf, somewhere second leaf, somewhere third leaf. In 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, actually third leaf is placed over first leaf. So from starting to reach first leaf, genetic spiral makes 1 turn. So number of turns 1. Number of 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧, 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧 into 360. So 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, angle of divergence 180 degrees. The next one, 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧. In 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, actually fourth leaf. In 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧, fourth leaf is placed over first leaf. So from first leaf to reach fourth, genetic spiral makes 1 turn and number of 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧 means 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧 into 360. So angular divergence in a 𝗳-𝗦𝗔𝗧 is 120 degrees. The next one, 𝗵𝗁-𝗧𝗧. In 𝗵𝗁-𝗧𝗧, sixth leaf is placed over first leaf. And from first leaf to reach sixth leaf, that the genetic spiral makes 2 turns. So number of turns 2, number of 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧, 𝗵𝗁-𝗧𝗧 2 by 5 into 360. 5 sevens are 35, 5 twos are 10. So answer is 144. So angular divergence in 𝗵𝗁-𝗧𝗧 is 144 degrees. Last one, 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧. 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧, you cut it. Last one, 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧. In 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧, ninth leaf. In 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧, ninth leaf is placed over first leaf. So from first leaf to reach ninth leaf, that genetic spiral makes 3 turns. So number of turns, 𝗳-𝗦𝗧𝗧, number of turns 3, number of 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧 8 into 360. So 8 fours are 32, 8 fives are 40, 120, 135. So angular divergence in 𝗧-𝗦𝗧𝗧 135 degrees. So in this important points once again I will discuss. So actually leaf, what is leaf definition I told already in first. Leaf means lateral appendage or a flat green part developed from node from shoot apical meristem, and their arrangement is acropetalous. Acropetalous means younger leaves at apex and old leaves present at base. Such arrangement is called acropetalous. And major parts of leaf, that one is leaf base, stipules, petiole, and lamina. Here leaf base, it is basal part of the leaf by which leaf attached to stem, and this leaf base actually gives lateral appendages which are called stipules. So generally in dicots, leaves are called stipulate. Stipulate means that leaf has stipules in dicots, but in monocots, that leaf is without stipules called exstipulate. Here some of the stipule modifications. In some monocots, actually monocot stipules absent, but starting I told that monocot with stipulate is a 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. In 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, monocot, but actually stipules present, and that stipules modified into that tendrils, rightly called tendrillous stipule. It is one of the dicot character. And one more, venation. Generally venation two types, reticulate and parallel. Reticulate is common in dicots, parallel common in monocots. But some exceptional cases, like a monocot, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 is monocot. In monocot, what type of venation? Actually parallel. But your 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 is monocot, it shows what type of venation means reticulate. In detail, in 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, reticulate venation, but leaf lamina is unlobed, and it has several midribs, and all that midribs converge at apex, so it is called multicostate reticulate convergent venation in a 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧.